of animal abuse. More than 100 dogs found living in this home. We first followed the rescue as it was breaking last night on 11 at 11.
The stench is so bad inside, rescuers had to wear hazmat gear, and they returned to Ross Township this morning. Channel 11's Mike Holden joins us live with what Animal Friends says is their largest rescue ever. Mike?
Gordon and Peggy, luckily all 117, yes, 117 dogs are going to be okay. They survived this chaotic situation. They're now getting some TLC at Animal Friends right here behind us. And we were told from a number of people that this owner just became overwhelmed. Initially, she had good intentions. She wanted to take the dogs in, and it became too much for her. The people behind us here at Animal Friends say they're happy to help and relieved all of these animals will be okay. This is your first look at just some of the dozens and dozens of dogs getting care at Animal Friends. They're a little shaken up and definitely exhausted, but they're in a safer place now. The nonprofit animal rescue organization confirms this is their largest rescue on record after they seized the pups from this hoarding situation in Ross Township. They pulled 117 dogs, 25 puppies, and mostly middle-aged Australian Shepherd and Shepherd mixes from deplorable conditions. Ross Township police confirmed someone called in a complaint back in June regarding the condition of the animals. An officer checked it out, but the owner would not let the officer into the home. She did show them a couple of dogs. That officer reached out to Animal Friends and asked for their assistance. This resulted in a full-scale investigation and the seizure of all of the dogs last night.
I would say, in my opinion, this was certainly the most challenging because of the conditions, and the sheer number of animals made it very difficult. And it's amazing how friendly these guys are, considering.
Now, prior to that June complaint, Ross Township Police, they only received one other complaint back in June of 2016. So again, neighbors are stressing, why did this happen for so long? We're still working to get more answers about that and checking with Ross Township officials as well as code enforcement. As for these dogs, again, they are all expected to survive, all getting TLC right here at Animal Friends behind us. They could be adopted out in the next 1 to 2 weeks. If you want to help out, we have ways to donate on our website, WPXI.com. Reporting live this afternoon, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Breaking now, a woman's body has been found at a McKeesport Park. Police say a man walking a dog at Reisenhausen Park found her body just before 10 this morning. Police believe she may have been dragged about 50 feet into the woods. It's still a very active scene there. We have a crew on the scene there. A CSI unit is also there, along with Allegheny County police detectives, and we'll bring you any new information in this newscast. Another warm and muggy day, and pop-up showers and storms will fire up later this afternoon.
Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh tracking which neighborhoods have the best chance to see that moisture.
Yeah, not many this afternoon. Not like yesterday where we had the widespread showers and thunderstorms. There'll be a couple that pop up today, but most areas going to stay fairly dry. Here's a live look into downtown Pittsburgh right now with Tower Cam. It is 79 degrees. It is muggy. We are not going to make 90 like we did yesterday. And right now, cloud cover pretty much from Pittsburgh north. A couple clouds starting to pop to the south right now. And this is the best chance of picking up shower and thunderstorm activity south of Pittsburgh, where there's been a little more sunshine so far today. Right now, storm tracker, Doppler 11 radar, a couple very light cells of rain, maybe a little bit of a heavier downpour over toward Vandergrift. But for the most part right now, it's fairly dry, fairly quiet, and will be so over the next couple of hours. Notice storm tracker does try to pop a couple showers this afternoon and this evening, but coverage not very good. I am tracking how much more rain we can expect heading into the weekend. Full forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
We're trying to find out more about the victim of a deadly crash in Westmoreland County. That crash had one lane of Route 51 in Ross River Township blocked. Our photographer was not able to pull over, but as he drove by, he saw a pickup there with major damage.
Police say a man was caught peeping in bathrooms on Pitt's campus, and they say he was recording video. Channel 11's Erin Clark is live for us in Oakland, and she takes us through what she learned from police paperwork. Erin?
Well, Peggy, here's exactly what happened. According to this criminal complaint, 23-year-old Telmer Palmer, he's accused of videotaping 3 men in different bathrooms here on Pitt's campus. Those bathrooms were in Posvar Hall, David Lawrence Hall, and the Cathedral of Learning. And this all happened within 3 hours. Now, during one of those incidents, Palmer allegedly slid his phone through the void between the back wall and the partition of the stalls. When confronted outside of one of those bathrooms, he ran back in, but the victim waited for him to come out. A confrontation happened, and the victim says Palmer tried to grab his private parts before running away. That night, police got similar calls from 2 other locations. They caught Telmar at the Cathedral of Learning, but he took off. He was finally arrested in front of Forbes Craig Apartments near Carnegie Mellon.
You never expect it to happen on your campus, but I guess crazy things happen all the time.
It's honestly just really scary a little bit, but honestly I think the Pitt police and everything will try and help keep us safe in that. I mean, they do a pretty good job of that, so I have full faith in them.
Well, Palmer was charged after a lengthy investigation. He is expected in court at the end of October. Reporting live this morning from Pitt's campus, Erin Clark, Channel 11 News.
New at noon, a county commissioner candidate in Washington County wants to know what happened to nearly $100,000. It was stolen from the clerk of court's office. The missing money was uncovered during a routine audit 2 months ago. There is now a criminal investigation. Nick Sherman is running for county commissioner. This morning, he questioned how commissioners are handling the investigation and why there have been no arrests or suspensions.
We do know the money belonged to you, the citizens, and the taxpayers of Washington County. And now it's gone. It's gone because nobody was looking.
Well, we reached out to a county commissioner who tells Channel 11 that they handled the investigation, or they handed it over to state police, and they cannot place an elected official on leave. They can only control their future budgets.
Developing now, the House Judiciary Chairman says, make no doubt about it, the panel is investigating whether or not to impeach President Donald Trump. Channel 11's Jacqueline Fell is in Washington, D.C. with the vote on the committee that they took today and why Republicans are mocking the move.
Lawmakers took a step towards potential impeachment proceedings against President Trump. The House Judiciary Committee voted along party lines to define rules for future impeachment hearings. It was a procedural move that lays the groundwork for future hearings, which the chairman says will begin next week. There's been a lot of confusion about whether or not House Democrats are actually looking to impeach the president, which not all Democrats want, and polls show most Americans do not support it. Republicans laughed off today's vote. The top GOP lawmaker accused the committee of being a, quote, giant Instagram filter, claiming it looks like Democrats are doing something they're actually not.
When we look at this, though, let's look at the facts. Nothing we have here is anything that could not have been handled 5 minutes before a hearing of any time that we have.
Let me clear up any remaining doubt. The conduct under investigation poses a threat to our democracy. We have an obligation to respond to this threat, and we are doing so.
It's unclear whether the impeachment process will ever move beyond this committee. And if it ever does, the Republican-led Senate is highly unlikely to convict President Trump and remove him from office. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
The stage for the next Democratic presidential debate is set for tonight. This will be the first one in which the 2 leading candidates meet face-to-face. Senator Elizabeth Warren is second in the polls behind frontrunner Joe Biden. They'll share the stage with 8 other candidates. Tonight's debate is being held at Texas Southern University in Houston. It's expected to last at least 3 hours.
The fate of a Duquesne man accused of in a deadly overdose is now in the hands of the jury. The case against Tyree Saunders went to the jury late yesterday afternoon. Police say text messages on the victim's phone prove Saunders was his heroin dealer. Jeremy Clark died in Clairton in 2017. Clark had pure fentanyl in his system. 2 people were arrested after drugs were found inside a Pittsburgh home, and the drugs were within reach of 2 children. According to police paperwork, nearly 100 bags of drugs were found last night all over a home in Stanton Heights. Police say they found cocaine hidden behind DVDs, even in shoes. 2 children, ages 13 and 6, live in that home.
The Allegheny County District Attorney is seeking a gag order in the case against a Wilkinsburg man accused of killing an off-duty Pittsburgh police officer. Christian Bay is charged with homicide and firearms violations. He allegedly shot Officer Calvin Hall in July, who died 3 days later. According to our partners at the Trib, the DA says the gag order is intended to limit public comment by officials and to preserve the ability to seat an impartial jury. The DA is seeking the death penalty.
A 16-year-old killed while he and a friend played with a gun, and now that boy's father wants some answers. Jay Allman told the Trib he's not blaming anybody until police finish their investigation, but he also said he wants the gun owner to be held accountable. His son, Alexander, was shot at a home along Fingal Street in Duquesne Heights. He died early Monday morning. Allman said he has been told that Alexander did not shoot himself. Alexander was a junior at Brashear High School. Funeral services are being held today.
New details about the new security measures that will be in place tomorrow at Jeanette's McKee Stadium. Here's a look at the letter posted on the district's Facebook page detailing the new safeguards. It says people entering the stadium can only go through the main gate, and they'll have to go through security. Guards will be stationed near the main ticket booth. No oversized bags or backpacks will be allowed. There is no re-entry unless you buy a new ticket, and parking around the stadium will also be restricted. This all comes after a deadly shooting outside the stadium last Friday. The shooting forced officials to suspend the game between the Jayhawks and Imani Christian Academy.
Pittsburgh City Council is debating a proposed referendum that could raise property taxes by $500,000. According to our partners at the Tribune Review, the funds would go toward improvements for city parks. The referendum could be on the November ballot. If it is approved by voters, the increase could raise about $10 million a year.
A proposal to allow limited hunting on Sundays is facing opposition in the State House. It's also opposed by farmers worried about trespassers and hiking groups. The state Senate did pass its version of the bill. It would allow hunting on one Sunday during deer rifle season and one during deer archery season. There would also be an undetermined third Sunday.
Speed bumps are about to be installed on this Pittsburgh street to slow down drivers. The reason some neighbors are worried about drivers going too slow.
An older woman robbed at the grocery store, and she didn't know what happened until she got to the checkout. Her warning for shoppers ahead.
Plus, I'm tracking where a couple showers and thunderstorms could force you inside later today.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Complete the most popular home improvement projects, including the kitchen sink, yourself. Watch Ron Hazelton's House Calls, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. on WPXI.
Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life,
whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Watch The Wendy Williams Show every weekday at 11, right here on Channel 11.
Speed bumps are set to be installed in Polish Hill to slow down drivers, but not everyone is happy about the move. The safety feature being laid down on Melwood Avenue. Channel 11's Jennifer Tomazik spoke with one neighbor who's worried drivers will now go too slow.
We're trying to get more information for neighbors in Polish Hill after they alerted us to this sign. It says speed humps are coming to their street.
I called people, I emailed people, I tagged them on Facebook, I private messaged them. I've done everything I could to get people to know about this.
Channel 11 has been telling you about traffic calming throughout the city of Pittsburgh. We were there in the spring when they put in speed humps on Saline Street and Squirrel Hill, a welcome addition for neighbors there. Polish Hill was one of the neighborhoods on a list the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure gave us earlier this year, and a neighbor tells us she just spotted this sign recently on Melwood Avenue.
I was kind of like surprised because we weren't informed, we weren't given a petition for these things.
Laura Classic's kids are the fifth generation to live on Melwood Avenue in Polish Hill. She is not a fan of the idea of speed humps on her streets.
There could be other ways to fix this that wouldn't cause damage to our vehicles or close us off completely from the rest of the Pittsburgh.
Laura admits traffic is a problem. You can see neighbors have these slow down signs out in a couple of spots on the street. There are speed humps already down the street where Melwood Avenue turns into Gold Way. A check of the Polish Hill Civic Association's website shows plans for traffic calming in the neighborhood and for this street. It doesn't, however, mention any speed humps. I've reached out to several people within the city as well as the Polish Hill neighborhood, and as soon as I hear anything back, I'll let you know. Reporting in Polish Hill, Jennifer Tomazik, Channel 11 News.
We're getting a closer look at the damage caused by a fire inside a local church. That fire was sparked earlier this week at the Sheridan United Methodist Church. Investigators don't yet know the cause. There was a renovation project underway at the time on the roof, though. The flames also damaged the church's community thrift store. The clothes there sold for 5 and 10 cents, but because of the fire, they all have to go.
Too much fire, too much smoke that's been embedded in it.
Members won't be able to worship at the church on Sunday, but they still plan to be there. That service will be held outside. Plans to clean up the site of a Westmoreland County hotel fire are on hold, and we still don't know why. Our partners at the Trib are reporting that demolition of the old Belvedere Hotel was called off at the last minute. Asbestos and other toxins are said to be in the rubble. No word yet on why the cleanup was delayed.
Walmart is rolling out an unlimited grocery delivery service this fall. It's going to charge an annual membership fee of $98, and that gets you unlimited same-day delivery. It will also be offered in 1,400 stores in 200 markets and will expand to 1,600 stores by the end of the year. Walmart will also allow shoppers to order groceries online and pick them up at their local store or curbside for free.
A security camera captured the moment a bolt of lightning struck a home, setting the garage on fire. This is in North Dakota. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it still caused quite a jolt for witnesses there.
We were just taken back from, how close it was to us, how it affected one of our neighbors.
Firefighters say they're looking at a possible electrical issue along with that lightning.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
A cooler air trying to work its way into the area this afternoon, but having a hard time getting much past the Route 422 corridor. 73 right now in Franklin, Newcastle, 77, 81 in Beaver, Pittsburgh, 79 degrees, and you head down toward Washington, Waynesburg, Morgantown, well into the 80s. There is a little weak front just to the north of us trying to push some cooler area in and some cloudier area, and this is why I think the better chance of thunderstorms is going to be to the south of Pittsburgh today. This is where we've had more sunshine this morning. This is where the dynamics are better, so there is not going to be nearly as widespread activity as what we saw yesterday. Yesterday started cracking some pretty good thunderstorms around 3 o'clock. Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper cut in with several severe thunderstorms warnings and kept you posted during Channel 11 News at 5 and 6. There'll be a couple this afternoon, but not like yesterday. 83 degrees at 2 o'clock, 75 by 8 o'clock this evening. Here's Storm Tracker, 2:30. Notice up toward Kittanning, trying to pop one, but just having a hard time. The atmosphere not as primed as it was yesterday. Now, we are going to get new storm tracker coming into the computer system in the next 10 minutes, so stick with us next half hour. I'll have a fresh look at this, and I think a little more is going to pop up down in this area to the south, just because looking to the south, got some good dew points down there. Good lifted index, which is that lifting that you need in the atmosphere to get those thunderstorms to start to develop. So I think we'll see a few more from Pittsburgh south this afternoon and this evening. Mostly cloudy tonight, just an evening shower, 63 for the overnight low. And then tomorrow, spotty showers, could be a rumble of thunder, but again, many dry hours during the day tomorrow. Here's storm tracker at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Some showers east into the mountains, and they kind of stay there for much of the day. By late afternoon, start to pop a few showers in our area, so a shower or a storm possible tomorrow afternoon. Most areas will be dry for high school football tomorrow night. Then our front comes through in the middle of the night, so rain really begins to pick up 2, 3, 4 in the morning. By the time we get to 8 o'clock Saturday morning, most of it already southeast of Pittsburgh. So we'll start with an early shower on Saturday. Rest of the day dry, high temperature 77, and Sunday partly sunny, 81 degrees. Still a little muggy front half of Saturday. Sunday's going to feel pretty good. Humidity returns early part of next week. See an isolated shower or thunderstorm on Monday. High temperature 82 degrees. I will be getting that updated storm tracker in just a couple of minutes. I'll put it into the computer system. Take a fresh look at the afternoon coming up in just about 30 minutes.
Be sure to check out the WPXI streaming app. We have constant updates on the forecast and all of today's top stories. You can find it on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV by searching WPXI.
A local woman says her rights are being violated. Target 11 learned why. She says she can't sell her own home.
A shocking picture showing a young girl being held upside down. Why police say they're sharing this disturbing video.
And traffic updated every 10 minutes on Channel 11 Morning News.
Keep a close eye on that truck right there at the center of your screen. It hits a ditch, and then it was sent flying on top of a house. This happened in Canada. Police say no one was hurt, but they plan on charging the driver. Disturbing video out today. That is a 5-year-old girl being held upside down by her ankle. And take a look at all these kids just standing around watching. Police say they were taunting and bullying her. Police say it happened at a learning center in a Columbus suburb. They tweeted the picture because they want to show the severity of what that little girl went through. 2 workers were arrested. They're accused of watching the girl getting bullied and doing nothing to stop it.
The search is on for 2 women seen on camera stealing an older woman's wallet. Look at how bold this robbery was. In the security video from a grocery store in Northern California, you see the victim standing right next to her shopping cart as one of the thieves quietly and quickly snatches her wallet from her purse. The woman then stuffs the wallet in her sweatshirt and walks away with her partner, who was standing nearby during the theft. The victim has a warning for other unsuspecting seniors.
Purses can easily be taken if they leave them unguarded. Don't put your purse in the cart. Carry it on your shoulder. Be alert.
Despicable. Police believe that the thieves have carried out similar heists in the past.
Only on 11, Steeler great Franco Harris is remembering a teammate.
Sam, just a great person and just a great human being.
Franco shares his memories of Sam Davis, plus words of wisdom from the father to his daughters.
Plus, updating storm tracker to pinpoint where you're going to need an umbrella later this afternoon.
Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News now brings you the 7-day forecast on your screen all the time.
During all of our weather reports, you'll see the forecast for the next 7 days on your screen.
With nearly 70 years of forecasting Pittsburgh weather,
Beginning of a warming trend.
No one has more weather knowledge than Severe Weather Team 11.
Just in time for the morning.
And now you don't have to wait for the 7-day forecast.
Westmoreland County.
Watch Severe Weather Team 11's 7-day forecast on Channel 11 News every day. News 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
I'm sure you noticed not as warm today, and there might be some showers and storms firing up later this afternoon.
Let's check back in with meteorologist Scott Harbaugh at Severe Weather Center 11. Scott?
Yeah, not quite as warm as yesterday. Dynamics not quite as rich as yesterday, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of activity this afternoon. But any storm that is able to pop up could still be fairly strong with some wind gusts in excess of about 40 miles per hour. Current numbers right now, notice the real warm area just south and west of Pittsburgh. 79 in Pittsburgh right now. 85, though, in Morgantown. That dew point still in the mid-60s, so the air does have that muggy component to it, that uncomfortable feel to it. Here's live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar, and again, we got one cell popping up in Indiana County right now. This is just developing in the last 10 to 15 minutes. Let me put a loop on this one to show you how it's just kind of popped up right over Indiana and is drifting to the southeast. This is what we can expect throughout the afternoon today with a shower, thunderstorm, and a spot or two late this afternoon. Another chance of rain tomorrow, but I'm pinpointing when we're going to see the heaviest rain as we head into the weekend. I'll have an updated look at Storm Tracker coming up in just a few minutes.
Sam was just a great person, you know, just a great human being.
Only on 11, Steelers great Franco Harris remembering his teammate, Sam Davis. Davis was found dead earlier this week at his personal care home. Channel 11's Michelle Newell had a chance to sit down with Davis's daughters and Franco yesterday.
Charismatic, loved, and respected. That's the kind of man Sam Davis was.
You taught us to be entrepreneurs. You taught us to trust and believe in our work and the value of our work.
Samantha Davis said those very words to her father just 1 month ago.
And he said, I didn't teach you anything. I just showed you that it was possible.
He was a four-time Super Bowl champ and a pillar in the Pittsburgh community. Davis didn't just show his 7 children what was possible. He also inspired his teammates to be the very best.
His ability, his agility, his speed, his toughness helped make my career. You know, we were a special team with a special bond, and we shared a lot of great moments during the 70s.
Off the field, Davis was just a great dad. Parts of his legacy can be seen in each of his children.
As a dad, he was fun. He sang a lot in the car and had fun with us.
I think the moment that stands out more, other than the last word, is the last time we were all together.
That moment was May 27th. Davis's number on the field was 57. It was a special day, one that Davis's family was the driving force behind. He was honored at the Heinz History Center. His teammates were there too. It was all part of the Sam and Tamara Davis Family Scholarship, which honors their life and, most importantly, honors and acknowledges the unique circumstances of young people who have a parent with a permanent mental or physical disability, or who are raised in single adult households.
You know, he's at peace now, you know what I mean? And with him being at peace, I'm at peace.
We got a statement from Steelers president Art Rooney. It reads in part that Sam played 13 seasons and was beloved and respected by his Steelers teammates, coaches, and staff. Goes on to say the team's prayers go out to the entire Davis family.
A local school district under investigation after shredding documents, but it turns out they did nothing wrong. An audit was ordered for Fox Chapel Area School District. According to our Trib partners, there were allegations that they were destroying right-to-know documents to prevent them from being released. But the 2-month investigation found that the district did follow all rules while destroying confidential information. A local police department is updating its on-the-job tech. According to our partners at the Trib, Gilpin got the okay to buy 4 new body cameras. It also got money to buy new computers for patrol cars. A McKeesport man who was elected to office will get another chance to run. He was denied the position because of a drug conviction more than 20 years ago. Corey Sanders was granted a full pardon yesterday by Governor Tom Wolf. State law prohibits anyone from holding elected office if they're convicted of a crime. Sanders is now eligible to run for office again.
The Democratic presidential race takes a new turn with tonight's debate in Texas. With less than 5 months before the first contest of 2020, voters will get a more focused look at the top candidates. The Democratic presidential race turns to Texas for its third debate round. 10 candidates, one night, and one frontrunner expected to be a target. Amid questions about the durability of his lead, former Vice President Joe Biden takes the stage for the first time with Senator Elizabeth Warren, who has enjoyed a summer surge in the polls.
It's going to be me, and she'll be her, and let people make their judgments. I have great respect for her.
Biden tonight expected to press Warren on how she'd finance her many policy proposals. Warren has indicated she'll be ready.
I think that we start with a plan, and then we get out there and fight for it.
And like the last debate, she may get help from fellow progressive Bernie Sanders. Both have been on defense on their Medicare for All plans, criticized by Biden and moderates as too risky.
The establishment politicians and the establishment media said that's not what the American people want. Well, I think that is exactly what the American people want.
As the calendar moves towards fall, candidates outside of those top three have a gap to close. And with Biden maintaining his lead in the polls but slipping, another debate presents another high-profile opportunity to make their case.
I know that there is a bewildering parade of presidential candidates right now. I also think we're reaching the moment when voters are beginning to make their decisions.
As for the format tonight, candidates will have a little bit more time to answer questions, and this debate will run for 3 hours.
Layoffs are looming at Bayer. The drug maker announced earlier this year 500 workers will be let go at the Robinson Township location. It is the first step in a 2-year plan to shut down that location. The cuts are not just happening in Pittsburgh. The company plans to cut 12,000 jobs worldwide by 2021. Bayer's radiology business in the Pittsburgh area will not be impacted. Purdue Pharma has reached a settlement with more than 2,000 local governments in connection with the opioid crisis. Purdue will have to pay up to $12 billion over time, and the Sackler family, who owns the company, will give up control. Nearly half of the states involved in the suits against Purdue have not signed on because they say the deal doesn't go far enough. Pennsylvania's Attorney General Josh Shapiro said in a statement, in part, the apparent settlement is a slap in the face to everyone who has had to bury a loved one due to this family's destruction and greed. I won't let them get away with the harm they've inflicted on our Commonwealth. This is far from over. OxyContin was once called a breakthrough pain medication, but critics say the painkillers lead to addiction.
We have to prevent more people from becoming opioid addicted. That requires much more cautious prescribing.
A statement from the company says Purdue Pharma continues to work with all plaintiffs on reaching a comprehensive resolution to its opioid litigation that will deliver billions of dollars and vital opioid overdose rescue medicines. And more details now. Just last month, a judge fined Johnson & Johnson nearly $600 million for its role in the crisis. Just in the state of Oklahoma, the judge said the drug maker helped ignite that state's opioid crisis.
The only public pool in Monroeville could be demolished so officials can widen the turnpike there. The Trib is reporting council members voted unanimously to approve the sale. The property is right next to the Parkway East. The Turnpike Commission is offering just under $1 million to buy the pool and 10 acres it sits on. Another vote on the sale is expected next month. A major project to stop flooding in Oakdale is set to begin later this month. Sediment and debris underneath Union Avenue and Noblestown Road will be removed. The work will be finished by volunteers and nearby communities.
The state DEP is ordering Sunoco to cover up portions of its pipeline in Pennsylvania. The Trib is reporting there are 43 locations where the pipeline is exposed. Once Sunoco receives the permits, it will have 60 days to bury the exposed areas. A local woman says her rights are being violated. Target 11 learned why she says she cannot sell her own home.
Student loan debt in the U.S. is at $1.5 trillion. Now people trying to pay off their loans are getting scammed.
Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
Student loan debt is adding up, and people are falling behind on their bills.
Our consumer advisor explains how that's opening them up to getting conned.
Student loan debt is such a huge problem for so many individuals and families. Collectively around the country, we now have $1.5 trillion in federal student loan debt and private student loan debt. And a great number of borrowers now are falling behind on their payments. That's making you susceptible to scam artists. There are warnings from several federal agencies and the Better Business Bureau about these scams. Know that anybody who says, hey, we're going to help you with your student loan debt, we're going to get you student loan relief, and then they tell you, hey, pay us money up front, you know you're about to get ripped off. The key with student loans is if you are not current, you want to work with a default counselor at your student loan company to try to get current again. Especially most loans are federal. That's where you really go, is to the feds to get student loan default help, not somebody who says they're going to be your hero. I'm Clark Howard.
You could see more from Clark Howard on our streaming app. Just search for WPXI on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
A Pittsburgh woman is running into a problem.
Neighbors are trying to stop her from selling her own house.
We, as homeowners, should have a right to sell our home.
Why she says her problem is impacting dozens of families.
A couple showers already popping up. I'm tracking which neighborhoods are going to see rain throughout the afternoon.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Corruption, fraud, scandal. Veteran reporter Brian Ross shines a light on accused criminals. Brian Ross Investigates. Weekends at 7:30 p.m. on WPXI. Channel 11 Morning News brings you weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh tracks storms down to your neighborhood, and Tricia Pittman helps you get around backups. Check out the difference on Channel 11 Morning News. Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
One of the oldest homes in Pittsburgh is at the center of a controversy. The house is in Lawrenceville, and the owner wants to sell it. Target 11 investigator Rick Earl explains why a group of neighbors say the house shouldn't be touched.
You can see the bathroom right there is all torn down. Flooring, all the flooring needs replaced. The whole thing needs gutted.
Beth Rupert took us inside her house in Lawrenceville that she hopes to sell to a developer who wants to tear it down and build condos. But now the sale is on hold because Rupert says Lawrenceville stakeholders has threatened to apply for a historical designation of the property It is vacant now, but has been in her family for more than 35 years, and she contends it's not historically significant because of all the changes that have been made by her father-in-law, who lived there for years.
And they're not original windows either, so that's another historical issue. That was not here. It's not a historical piece. This box here.
And Rupert says she needs to sell the property to pay for a new building for her daycare.
And again, this is impacting not just my family. This is impacting over 100 families.
Yeah.
Because then I have no property, and we need the proceeds of the sale of the house to purchase my business.
Lawrenceville stakeholders declined to go on camera, but emailed Target 11 a letter they sent to the zoning board opposing changes to the property. Quote, setback and height standards will adversely affect the character of the immediate neighborhood and of Lawrenceville as a whole. The stakeholders did not address the historical significance aspect of the home that was built in the 1780s. And a spokesperson for the city's Historic Review Commission tells Target 11 they met with representatives from Lawrenceville stakeholders to discuss filing an application, but have not heard back. Meanwhile, Beth Rupert says the developer won't buy the property with the threat of a possible historical designation looming.
We, as homeowners, should have a right to sell our home to whomever we want, for how much we want, and that should be our legal right. That is our American right.
The developer is waiting on a ruling from the zoning board, and an application for historical designation has not been filed.
A local school district is struggling with the decision about what to do about an unused property. Officials at Allegheny Valley hope to iron out plans for Colfax Upper Elementary by October. According to our partners at the Trib, possibilities include selling it, demolishing it, or finding another use for it. The building was closed because of declining enrollment.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Fairly quiet as we come up on 1247. Live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. There's the live sweep through Westmoreland County right now. 1/7 watching in Indiana County. No thunder, no lightning with this. Just some moderate rain down 422 as you come out of Indiana and head down towards Cambria County and over the mountain ridge. This is really going to just be enough to dampen roadways. It'll last for about 10 minutes, and that's it. Now back to the west. Not seeing much development right now either. One little cell trying to pop up in northeastern parts of Lawrence County near Harlansville right now. But again, not much activity right now. And it might be fairly quiet much of the afternoon. Dynamics just aren't great for a lot of thunderstorm activity, but there could be one or two that try to pop during the afternoon and into the evening. Notice by 6 p.m. one in Clarion, one down towards New Martinsville in West Virginia. Frankly, I think this is a bit underdone. I do think there'll be a couple cells that pop up this afternoon, and if anything strong does pop up, Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper will have a hold of it all afternoon and evening. Catch his live forecast tonight at 5 and 6 p.m. as he updates the numbers in the forecast coming in toward the weekend. Whatever does happen this afternoon will die off after sunset tonight. Most of the night will be quiet. Could be some patchy fog again late tonight. Then notice by first thing tomorrow morning, showers trying to back into the area, and we will see some showers in the mountains during much of the day tomorrow, but the rest of the area could once again be fairly dry. 63 overnight tonight, mostly cloudy skies, just an evening shower, and then tomorrow, spotty showers, isolated thunderstorms tomorrow, high temperature 78 degrees. Once again tomorrow, much like today, pretty quiet. We'll start off 8 o'clock tomorrow morning with Storm Tracker, and notice the showers in the mountains, primarily eastern Garrett County, eastern Somerset, eastern Cambria County, and those will stay there throughout the course of the day tomorrow. Now by 2 o'clock, some clouds around, but that's about the extent of it. Then notice the showers start to pop in the afternoon. That's why I'm only forecasting a few showers, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder. And then overnight, Friday night into Saturday, here comes our front, and that could spark some fairly decent rain late Friday night, early Saturday, maybe even a clap or two of thunder as this line comes through. Now by 8:30 Saturday morning, most of it is pushed through, and most of the day Saturday will be dry. Just an early shower on Saturday. Rainfall totals through Friday night, about a ½ inch to an inch of rain from Beaver, Allegheny, Mon Valley on southwest. East of that, a 1/10 of an inch to a ½ inch of rain. So no super soaking rain over the next couple of days. Showers early Saturday, 77 for the high. Sunday, partly sunny. Going to feel pretty good, 81 for the high, but humidity will be low during the day Sunday. We'll begin to crank that up just a little bit Sunday night. Monday, could be a stray shower or thunderstorm Monday, but again, most areas fairly rain-free and a high temperature of 82 degrees.
A little boy battling cancer in Virginia is buzzing with excitement after an epic birthday surprise. His parents wanted to make his 4th birthday special because he's been sick every birthday of his young life.
The boy loves the Bumblebee character from Transformers, so they put out a plea on social media to surprise him. Jay Korf shows us what happened next.
This is awesome. I've never seen so many yellow cars.
They began arriving before dawn in Alexandria, Virginia.
And I saw this on Facebook and I said I had to support it.
So many drivers.
We drove 5.5 hours.
From so many different places.
I'm Lynn Lowe from West Virginia, Kearneysville.
All here in the same colored vehicle.
I see a sea of yellow, everything.
All here for the same reason.
We don't know Whitaker, but we're here to support and uplift this 4-year-old and help him have a happy birthday.
Why strangers and neighbors, some donned in Transformer costumes, would gather en masse to wish a kid most of them don't even know means everything to Whitaker Weinberger's family.
This is very overwhelming to see all the support in these yellow cars.
This is Mara Smart, Whitaker's aunt. She just flew in from Chicago.
I mean, the kid's been through hell.
Every birthday his entire life has been hard to celebrate while fighting stage 4 neuroblastoma. After Whitaker beat back cancer, his parents decided to throw their Bumblebee-obsessed son a 4th birthday like none other.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Their simple social media request for friends to line Whit's 1-mile walk to school with yellow cars went viral.
Whitaker, what do you think about this? It's Bumblebee everywhere.
You see, Whit thinks all yellow vehicles transform into Bumblebee.
And Whitaker said he wanted 100 Bumblebees, right? That's all he talks about.
Wish granted, and then some.
Oh my gosh. Look.
That's pretty amazing.
That's really sweet. There are good people in the world.
And his face just shows it all right there, the expression on his face. Some 200 yellow vehicles of all shapes and sizes guided Whitaker on his way to school.
And Tesla sent Whitaker his own little custom-made yellow Tesla to ride in. Paramount and Hasbro also sent the family gifts.
Well, the Steelers off to a slow start. The Pirates season is pretty much wrapped up, but there's one Pittsburgh sports team to keep an eye on.
But first, the reason a college field hockey game was cut short in the middle of overtime. 7 News at 5, covering more news happening in Butler County.
The athletic director at Kent State is apologizing after a women's field hockey game was cut short for a fireworks show. Temple University and the University of Maine were playing at Kent State over the weekend. The two teams were in overtime when all of a sudden a fire marshal stopped the game. The teams were told the game was over because of a pregame fireworks show at an adjacent stadium.
We didn't know if it was something serious or like what was going on, so we just kind of cleared the field, and then it wasn't really until we were on the bus that kind of hit us about what really just happened.
Temple's athletic director called the move unacceptable. Kent State's AD apologized, saying, quote, in hindsight, a different decision should have been made to ultimately ensure the game reached its conclusion. We hold ourselves to a very high standard, and in this situation, we failed.
It's time to start paying attention again to the Pitt women's volleyball team. The number 6 Panthers put their unbeaten record on the line last night against number 10 Oregon Ducks. The Pitt volleyball tweeted at us that it was about 4,000 degrees in the Pete for this heated contest. But Pitt was on fire yet again. All the sets were hard fought. After trailing briefly in the 4th set, Pitt rallied to win. They are 7-0, and they have won 27 matches in a row at the Pete. Good for them.
Congratulations to them.
Well, that is all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5.
You can get breaking news updates anytime on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you.